Namaste! Big Cat Earth Signs, Grand Rising. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 27th of November, the full moon in Gemini is elevating your cognitive abilities, instigating curiosity and receptiveness. You'll be on the lookout for novel experiences and impressions. This phase is fabulous for diverse forms of communication, interactions, training and learning. Ensure your expressions are clear and sincere. Grasp the emotions beneath words and amalgamate your intellect with your emotions. You also have Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. This may be a challenging period for you, particularly if you are susceptible to mental health issues. If your mental well-being eludes you, prompt consultation with a psychiatrist or a counsellor is preferable to self-medication. Abstain from alcohol, recreational substances and stimulants during this interval. It's prudent to avoid social confrontations if interpersonal issues persist. Defer substantial business decisions and surgical procedures during this time. On the 28th, the moon in Gemini is opposite Mercury in Sagittarius. Synchronizing perspectives with others proves challenging. You may strive to assert your stance, but victory will be elusive. Active listening is imperative. On the 29th, the moon enters Cancer. Your support network is significant to maintain emotional equilibrium and security. Focus on fortifying it. Also, you have the moon in Cancer trining Saturn in Pisces. This is an opportune time for orchestrating business meetings, especially with individuals commanding respect and authority. Women in influential roles could be advantageous to you. Tackle matters requiring emotional control as mental resilience is heightened. Financial decisions become more straightforward when you avoid extravagance and needless expenditures. On the 30th, the moon in Cancer sextiles Uranus in Taurus. It's an ideal time for socializing with friends and revelry. Consider alterations in your home, whether in the management of or redecoration. Incorporating new technologies such as smart TVs, laptops and security systems is also favourable. This transit lends itself to crafting memorable, unconventional romantic dates. It also favours business dealings with cutting-edge technologies. On the 1st of December, Mercury enters Capricorn. Intense focus on your long-term plans and goals commences now. Pay attention to the intricacies. Learning may not be swift, but depth of comprehension surpasses the usual for you. On the 2nd of December, Mercury in Capricorn sextiles Saturn in Pisces, diverting your mental focus towards your objectives. Exercise careful thought before acting. Success will accompany diligent efforts. Attraction to older individuals may manifest. On the 3rd, the moon enters Virgo. If you have a lot of things that you need to accomplish at this time, create a list and organize yourself. This will enhance your productivity. You also have Venus in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. In love, jealousy and humiliation may surface. This is an envious and demeaning aspect which can jeopardize even the happiest relationships, bringing heartbreak and betrayal. Engaging in conflicts is a strong possibility. Address the root of any problem rather than projecting it into someone else's life. Be beware of reckless individuals attempting to damage your online reputation. Be cautious about what you post. You might also become infatuated with someone in authority to the point of obsession. Wow. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising Earth Signs, welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your next 7 days. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive in and unpack. Oh, you have a 10, darling dears. Love it. I don't hate it. The 10 speaks about the ending of some kind of cycle, a way of being, darling dear, a way of thinking, maybe even earning. A stream of income is about to end, but it's definitely an end. But it's going to be the renewal of you, right? You're an earth sign, darling dears. And earth signs are grounded, dependable, a bit materialistic, but you're loyal, darling dear. Why? Because you want to get to the practicality of things. You like to be what? Secure and supported. In numerology, the Pythagorean chart that I use, it only goes from 1 to 9. So we're going to bring this 10 down to a 1. So the energy of the 1. So the 1st, the 10th and the 19th or the 28th may be your birth date or someone important to you, or these may be important dates in your life. Over the next 7 days, darling dears, the numbers 1, 2 and 5 will be extremely important to you. It's about you having a new approach, darling dears. Be more diplomatic. This is not hiding your talents under a bushel, darling dears, but not everybody needs to know what your ta-da moment is. The lucky letters for you over the next 7 days is A, J, and S. And the luckiest days will be Friday and Saturday. You also have the energy of the 4. The 4 speaks about what? Communication. It's about all forms of communication, darling dear. You're going to be having important intel coming towards you, or something important that you have to send out, whether by email. It could also be a conversation that needs to be had. Why? You're going to have people cooperating with you. The energy of the 6 is the key word is cooperation, darling dears. For some, you're going to be getting communication pertaining to a health matter. Maybe it's a hospital visit. You're changing your doctor. You could also be getting counseling. Whatever it is, darling dear. Expect sudden communication over the next 7 days, whether you are perpetrating it or receiving it. Love it. I don't hate it. The energy of the 10 is about you changing your routine for the better. And you could also be changing your school, your job, your home, but it's something that you've actually worked towards, darling dears. All right, dive a bit deeper. The energy of the 4, the 4, 6. Somebody's looking at the fact that they went into a marriage early and had children early before they realized the partner that they had. Well, guess what? You're having your ta-da moment. Someone is about to end a cycle. I believe a marriage or a long-term situation is about to end, but it's not the end of you. My big cat earth signs, this is a new beginning. As one door closes, another one opens. Yeah, and some doors you have to, board up them bitches, darling dears, and have it on a hair trigger so whomsoever you shut the door and can't get in. Why? Because you'll go to prison, like R. Kelly. Listen, let's carry on, darling dears. The energy of the 10 represented by the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune speaks of change. This is in tarot. The number 1 is represented by the Magician, so you've got all of the tools. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks about travel, distant places, distant foreign people, darling dears, is going to play a big part in your life over the next 7 days. You could be planning a holiday or a journey. The 10 in tarot, the Wheel of Fortune, it also speaks about some kind of a winning. It could be a win with money through the form of a new job, an inheritance. It may even be on the lottery, but I'm not telling anyone to gamble, and if you are, only gamble what you can afford to lose. But a new opportunity is opening up for you, darling dears. This is all part of your evolution. You've got good luck on you like white on rice over the next 7 days. The energy of the Magician also speaks about somebody facing, because the magician could also, magician is, when you see the magician on the tarot card, it's like he's about to mix and blend. So somebody's going to get the full realization of an illness, or they'll be able to be getting, like I said, the communication is going to be backwards and forwards, possibly the help, possibly tests, whatever it is, darling dears. Somebody's going to realize an illness and they're going to nip it in the bud. This is about getting on top of things. This is a new cycle, a new beginning for you, darling dears. But it's also about your writing skills. You're going to be using more logic. Somebody's a writer, darling dears. Maybe you are writing your own natural homeopathic book, darling dears. Whatever it is, it's going to go well. You're writing a winner, a bestseller. Remember, I told you that. And don't forget me, right? Hit me up in the Gmail, at the PayPals. Yeah, love it. I don't hate it. Let's get your runestone. Thank you. Just the one. Oh, lean in, bestie. Lean in. This is what it was. And it's represented by the Death card in tarot. So definitely something is ending. For others, it's either yourself. Well, I don't believe it's you or someone close to you, darling dears. My condolences. This is the ending of somebody's cycle, darling dears. For others, this is about a new beginning. Your evolution, the Death card is what? Scorpio energy, the 8th house. The 8th house is about death. It's about losses, darling dears, but it's about debt. The 8th house is also about the finances of others. Maybe somebody will be getting an inheritance because of the passing of a relative, darling dears. The inheritance could be with intel information that was locked off from you previously. The communication coming back in again. Ewa is represented by the letter E. So the letters E, A, J, and S will be important to you over the next 7 days. As well as Ewa is represented by the number 19, as well as the number 13. So 13, 19, 19 always also came out in the first set of numbers. So 19 is very important over the next 7 days. So 13, 19, 1, 10, 19, and 28, as well as your lucky numbers of 1, 2, and 5. That's also angel numbers. Yeah. Check out the meaning. There will be a special message for you. I personally use Joanne's Scribe because I'm telling you, it speaks to me soul. So it does. But this is in the upright. It also speaks about transportation. Be very careful of any journeys you take over the next 7 days, darling dears. Don't leave your journey, and especially of travel, in someone else's hands. And it also speaks about what? Travel insurance, darling dears. Make sure you've got your insurances paid up. I couldn't. Even traveling within the UK, I get travel insurance. Anything can happen, blood. And if anything happens, I want to be able to call a whole team to my aid, paying attention to what I've got going on. Love it. I don't hate it. All right, let's get your Oracle Ancestral message. We're going to use the mermaid cards. Oh, this one jumps right out. What's it? Be spontaneous, darling dears. It's a new beginning. Somebody's coming out of their shell. She's holding on to a pearl, but it's looking to me like a crystal ball. Some of you are tarot readers, darling dears, or you do some form of intuitive reading. It's time for you to what? Come out with your skills. You'll know the right time. But she's even got a starfish on her. This is you realizing your worth, being in a spotlight. If you have a tarot business, darling dears, or some kind of spiritual practice, you're about to get a what? Second wind. The wind of change, as well as what? Fortune, good fortune, is about to turn in your favor over the next 7 days, darling dears. But it's like, even though you're coming out of your shell, this person is put together. They know what's going on, darling dears. This is like you getting over some kind of healing, something that possibly even broke your heart. Yes, we are using the watery cards, but she looks like she's getting a second wind, realizing her space on this Malkuth, and she's going after everything, using her intuition, her discernment. But it's a new beginning for you, darling dears. You ain't the person you used to be. You are now Big Cat. Love it. I don't hate it. Be spontaneous. I like to be spontaneous, but I plan. I plan my spontaneity. I'm a Capricorn. Yes, Midhaven. I'm a Capricorn. As well as a Capricorn sun.
I am a Capricorn sun, and I have a Capricorn sun. Imagine that. It is what it is. One more card for my earth signs. Be spontaneous. This is like stepping without seeing the stare, but you're not fearless, darling dears, because this is somebody who's self-assured, confidence within yourself. Yeah, because you let go of a past situation. Again, it goes back to the 10. You had to let it go, but it was in your own time. When you go through a difficult period in your life, you're always asking, when is it going to be over? It'll be over when it's over, blood. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth. Roof, pink is up. It'll be over when it's over, when you've come to terms with what? Owned your responsibility in a situation. Even if you was sedentary, darling, as you weren't moving, you didn't make a right choice. That is still a choice. But this is not, you're not letting go with looking backwards. Why? Because you're not Lot's wife, Salt Bay. Listen, this is letting go and feeling well within yourself. This is somebody moving on, darling dears, moving on, but looking at what the bright future that they're creating for themselves. Someone is also getting a tarot reading. They're getting some kind of reading. Could even be a perfections chart, darling dears. But it's someone being able to let go because they know what's ahead of them. Wow, your ancestors, they're not holding back, darling dears. They're not. You heard the confirmation, the bell. Yeah, letting go of friendships, darling dears. You have to let go of certain friendships, especially ones that are closed off. Those ones that are what? Hidden enemies. But this is what? The meeting of a new friendship. These are two women. It could be a Gemini that's coming into your life, darling dears, or a Gemini that's leaving. But you're going to be making new friends. You have to be patient. And listen, you're going to be patient. Why? Because you'll be researching them. You'll want birth dates. How old are you? So I can see what perfection year you're in, right? To see if it's going with what you've got going on. My earth sign, you're asking more learned questions. Why? You learned that you have to what? Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart, for from your heart springs the well of life. It didn't say close your heart, blood. It said guard it, right? You're going to be more careful with whom you allow to be called a friend. Everyone else is what? An acquaintance, right? And friendship is not being gifted out like what? Confetti, darling dears. Your friendship is an exclusive club. And if somebody is unfortunate enough to get their invitation rescinded, there's no going back, blood. No one spin-off the block off on a big cat earth sign that knows what's going on after they've overcome a situation. It won't happen to you again. Love it. Lots of intel there. Let's start. I feel drawn to my black cards. See what the black cards are saying. Base of the deck. Rejection is redirection, darling dear. Yeah, you may have felt rejected and despondent when you left a situation or about to leave a situation. But it's the beginning of it's the first day of the rest of your life. You get to choose what you want, how it goes for you, right? You've got a time-traveling ear hustler, a speaker of what? Hannibal Lecter, darling dears, the whisperings of Hannibal Lecter. Someone would like to come back from the past, or they're thinking about the past. This person was scandalous. Good God! They like to bring a bit of public humiliation, eh? And you're going to be hearing of someone getting a scandal coming out of something that they did in the past, darling dears. They thought that no one would find out. Listen, this is reminding me of what? P. Diddy and what's her name? Cassie. Because I read that 35-page, right, affidavit. Today I had time codes. I read that she's naive from beginning to end. And one of his fetishes was white fingernails. He likes the white fingernail polish. Girl, you know I'm a keyboard gangster, right? And I was like, today I got time, cuz. Yeah. I checked it out. I saw those white fingernails on on Kim, right? Kim Porter, right? And I also saw J-Lo, but she wore them in a French polish, right? When she was around him, she weren't really doing that before. Look at old pictures. Young Miami, she got it all. Every time you see her, she's got the white fingernails. So she's probably, and she spoke about the golden shout. Listen, I read it and I did my own investigation and I came up with a number of things. What did I talk about? Your heart chakra. Guard your heart, for from your heart springs the well of life. You've learned to what? Guard your heart, not close it off. This is why you're being allowed new situations. But someone from the past that created a scandal in your life would like to what? Be Beetlejuice and materialize back in your life again. Well, guess what? They're going to find that your emotions are dead. You wouldn't know how to love them again. And you don't want to go to prison. So it's best they stay in their neck of the woods. Base of the deck, a legal situation. This could represent a divorce. Look, and what's behind that? The Justice card. Definitely a divorce. Some kind of legal papers, a past situation, a scandal. Listen, I was just talking about Diddy, and now all the cards are coming out around that. Yeah, we know what happened. He paid her off in less than 24 hours before I could say, what? Listen, I've never heard of anything being paid off so quickly. Nothing. They usually fight tooth and nail. Look at what's his name? Johnny Depp. When he was being accused of being a woman beater, he said he's going to court. Let it all come out in court. Because when you're telling the truth, your word, right, your character is what you have, darling dears. You can lose money, you can lose your health. You can't, when you lose your character, money you can get back, health, sometimes you can recuperate, darling dears, or learn different ways to actually manage a health issue. But your character, hey, if someone's lying on me, we're going to court, blood. Legal situation. I just heard something to do with HR, some kind of scandal around the HR. All right, let's get the tarot cards and look deeper into this. I'm going to use a clear deck so we can see what's going on. I'm going to use my gold deck. Base of the deck, we've got the King of Swords again. This is a legal issue. So maybe you'll be signing a contract, but it's also about you going to see a solicitor, reading the fine print. What's this time traveling? Who's coming from the past? What do they want? All right, we've got the Queen of Wands. And we've got the Justice card again. Good golly and gosh. This could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. On the time traveling. This could also be you going back into the past, darling dears. This is about you tapping into your motivation, feeling inspired. But it's about your intuition. Intuition to what? Call time on a situation, darling dear, in the past. The Justice card is represented by Libra energy, which is the 7th house, the house of contractual partnerships, with a romantical, business, friendship. Yeah, all of the above, darling dears. It's also the house of open enemies. Someone from the past, darling dears, who you cut off. Right? They're watching you. Look, you don't look like what you've been through, darling dears. They're seeing you plan, plot, and strategize. They're watching you from the wings. These mouth breathers. Yeah. Someone from the past who was what? An in and out energy, darling dear, would like to return. Someone from the past, 2 of Wands. You had to make a choice. Yeah, because you didn't want to work with the shepherd of the devil anymore. Listen, this person is stressed out. They're going through a difficult time living amongst their karma. We've seen the Justice card. Someone from the past, Capricorn energy. We've got Capricorn, we've got Gemini energy out here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and we've got Libra energy here. Someone in the past is stressed out. This person's got addictions. Could be to the PORN, addicted to lying. This is a controller, a narcissist, a high commander, Decepticon. They see that you was the right partner for them. Imagine that. After you've told them to get out, basura, fetch the black bag's blood, bruh, or cistrine, they want to come back. I know, bestie. I know. Listen. You're taking a different direction, darling dear. From a scandalous past or some scandal that someone brought into a situation. This is a new beginning for you. We also speaks about there was an age difference between you guys, darling dears. You took a leap of faith in a situation that was toxic from day one. We just called the 2 of Wands with the Knight and the Queen. And now we have the 2 of Wands in reverse. Leaving a toxic temporary situation. You called the Tower, darling dears. This is the sudden change of it all. And you're about to have a sudden change in your life. Tell me about the heart chakra. Feeling, this is about faith, darling dears, where you feel all in the heart. Yeah. Heart chakra, because you closed off certain cycles, darling dears, and it goes back to the 10. Something is completed for you. This is about you listening to your intuition and your high ideals, following, right? Because the page, the Wands, all of that is about movement, darling dears. Movement. It's quick movement as well. I believe that you have a new opportunity coming towards you. Some of you that will be having this opportunity on the World Wide Web, on the internet, darling dears, a new beginning. Maybe you teach strength, you're a healer, whatever it is, darling dears. You show people how to what? Calm down and relax, right? Listen, but didn't we just speak about the Wheel of Fortune? And here it is. This is where you're finding your life purpose, darling dears. This is a new beginning. You may even be a foreign person from a foreign land or have direct foreign relatives. Yeah, you're seeing things from a different perspective. Legal situation. Somebody's going to be going to prison, darling dear. I said someone and it fell on a past person. They're going to jail. What are they going to prison for? Something that happened in a relationship. What happened? What happened? Why are they going to prison? Hangman. This is a situation that you're no longer sacrificing yourself to. What did they do? Why have they got to go to prison like R. Kelly? Yeah, this could be the misappropriation of funds. It also, Pentacles also represents the health, darling dear. On the Hangman, they could have done a bit of chocation, darling dear. Squeezing of the larynx. Yeah, somebody tried to choke someone out, darling dear. It better not be you, bestie. You better have your 3 go-to moves, and you better have watched my Don't Get Smoked video, where I teach you self-defense and light kung fu. Yeah, this is outrageous. This is a frenemy, darling dears. This is somebody who did not present who they truly were in the beginning when you met them. Yeah, this is why he was attracted to this person or people. Yeah, but you had to choose you. 2 twos on the tableau, darling dears. It speaks about what? A parting of the ways. Listen, you had to create a halcyon. The salt level is different between you and them. You know your worth. Justice card, you're the karma for them, darling dears. Whomsoever you left behind, they didn't nurture you in the way that you truly deserve. The decks don't want us to talk about this no more. It's tired. Whoever that was, they're watching, darling dear, and they would like to come in quickly. But this person is being blocked by your ancestral team. Something has caught them in a situation that they're stressing over at this moment in time. And I see no Skrillers, not one, around them, darling dear. It's a money situation. Somebody's having to move, had to do a lot of moving, a lot of movement from one mud hut to another. All of this and that, darling dears. Right, let's go down to the final questions. Then we're out of here to get great. Okay. Letting go of situations. People may think you're being spontaneous, but as an earth sign, you take the time to consider. You will put up with a lot for a lot, but then when you realize, hey, what's going on? I'm the only one that's getting my ass kicked. You're not having it. You made a choice and chose yourself, darling dear. You had a major decision to make, right? Whoever you left in the past, they want to come back like Beetlejuice or Candyman. But you are now focused on your options. You want new relationships in your life. We already saw the card of friendships. When you let go of what's not serving you, darling dears, you send a message out there into the hemisphere, in the universe, that there's an opening for a friendship, a true soul tribe to come in. Somebody's also going to have to be advising their progeny over the next 7 days. How's the finances look for my earth signs over the next 7 days? Listen, your long-term goals is about to pay off. Your ships are coming in. Listen. Got the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse again. Clarify the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Good golly and gosh. Somebody's going to have to pay off a debt, or will be paying off a debt. Something to do with travel. It could be a parking ticket, darling dears. But you're going to have to pay out some money over the next 7 days. Yeah. This is going to free up your heart, darling dears. Don't be nervous. Just pay it. You know what I mean? If it's something that's within your power to pay or make a payment plan, do it over the next 7 days. Otherwise, it's going to turn toxic, mate. Listen, if ever you're feeling unloved and nobody's contacting you or coming to your house, stop paying your bills, blood. They will phone you, they will text you, they will email you, they'll come to your house, they'll come and help you remove things that you might not need, like your bed, your settee, your tape. Listen, they'll come and take your shiznai. Pay your bills, darling dears. And it will free up your heart to let something else come in, because you have to be what? Self-sufficient. As I say, you see it, 9 of Pentacles. Independent. Your money's good, darling dears, but somebody's going to have a debt that they're going to have to pay. And it could also be paying out for a holiday. 3 of Wands is travel, moving across water. But this is about you claiming your independence. Some of you are solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole, right? And whomsoever you left behind, not even 1 million of them could make one of you this toxic person. Yeah. Your money's looking good. Again, we got the death card. Listen, you're an earth angel, darling dears. When you let go of a situation that didn't serve you, you unfucked yourself. That's right, I said unfucked. skewed, isolated. But it's also telling you to pay closer attention to your finances over the next 7 days. Not because you're losing it, darling, is you have something major coming in, which is going to bore you, because you will go from the what? The 9 of P to the Queen, and then up to the Empress. We already saw the Empress. All of it, this is about your higher self, your knowing your worth, darling dears, and actually getting payback. But if you have a debt or planning a holiday, this is the time to do it. But be very careful. Why? Because Mercury retrograde pre-shadow starts on the 25th. And it starts off in Capricorn, so people in higher positions will be getting changing their job. You're going to be looking at your retirement. If it's to do with Sagittarius, be careful of the cheap holidays, darling dears. The cheap flights. Make sure your passport is in order. It hasn't run out, darling dears. Make sure that other Sagittarian things, looking at your higher studies, your higher education, also philosophy. Maybe you're I don't know, whatever you're philosophizing. Yeah, how about that? How's your relationships over the next 7 days? Wheel of Fortune, you have newness coming towards you. Wheel of Fortune represents distant people from distant lands. Some of you are about to be approached, darling dear, so it's coming in quickly. Yeah, Magician energy. It's something that you manifested because you realize there's still life in the old cat yet. Ha ha! Pardon the pun. Yeah, 2 of Cups. You're not crying over spilt milk, and you're refusing to be guilty about anything in the past because you realize that you can manifest whatever future you want. You're calling in a new relationship, darling dear, one which is going to be stable. Relationship could be anything. Could be love, could be friendship. It could be platonic, darling dear, right? But this is a close situation. For others, you're going to be hearing about an engagement or some kind of marriage, and invitations are being sent out. Somebody's also going to be going on a date, darling dears. You're going to be thinking very hard about it. Right, listen, just make sure that you leave a paper trail, and nobody's allowed to date you in your house on the first date. Are you kidding me? I saw a video the other day on YouTube. This woman invited the man over to her house for the first time date. And next thing you know, it got hot and heavy. They went into her bedroom, and before she could say what's going on, he'd gone into his pocket and pulled out a slasher and slashed off her throat. She had about 12 stitches to sew it back together, blood. Listen, and now it's got me sucking my 31 teeth, and you know how I feel about that. But you've definitely manifested new relationships, darling dears. Somebody's also going into a situation where they're getting a promotion, darling dear. Something to do with care work, caring situation, healing. It could be in the health services, darling dear, but somebody's definitely getting a promotion. Something that you manifested. Is there any obstacles that the earth signs need to know over the next 7 days? What's the biggest obstacle apart from that person from the past? Right, King of Pentacles. Listen, the only obstacles is how much money do you want? Listen, Linda. You are about to create some form of security. If you are looking for a partner, business or love, this is someone who's conscientious. This is sponsorship, backative, darling dears. If you have a business, people are coming to support it. If you're going for higher education, darling dears, you will get the money for your studies. It's all go for you. The only obstacle is what path you're choosing, darling dears. You have options. This is the hand of God. Wow. From death, nothing like a bit of Skrilla to clear all obstacles. This is saying there's none, right? There's none. Somebody's very disappointed or going to be very disappointed with what you are going towards, darling dears. The only issue you're going to have is too many options, and every one of them is going to bring a big pentacale. That's Skrilla.com, darling dears. Your mental health is on the up and up. You're feeling more stable. You're feeling more secure. This could also represent as a business partner or a future husband, darling dear. The meeting of that, creating long-term stability. Somebody's also buying a home. I heard something about apartment building. They're going into a partnership to get an apartment or a block of flats, as we call it in the UK. Yeah, Chariot energy. Moving forward quickly, darling dears. A business that buys buildings or homes is about to go through really well over the next 7 days. No obstacles indicated. Yeah, new beginning for you. What about other opportunities? Because good golly and gosh, you're winning, blood, while everyone else is sinning. What's going on? Somebody don't like your opportunities. Well, they need to cry in the corner in their fist. This is someone or someone's or a group of people right? Where every friend of yours, which was not a true friendship, a true family member, true co-worker, they had a better friend than you, and they all never liked you, darling dear. Well, guess what? Somebody's not loving, they're watching you, darling dear. Swords energy, they're watching you boss up. Emperor energy, step into your own, darling dear. You don't need their energy, this fickle in and out energy, right? What's the opportunity in that? Apart from bossing up, Mars and Aries energy, knowing your worth. And again, the Emperor represents a future husband. You was dealing with pretenders to the throne before, darling dears. What's the opportunity in this? You're the Justice. And again, it's the third time you've seen the Justice card, and you know how I love a 3. 3 speaks about your growth game, darling dears. And you're going to be meeting new groups of people. It's going to be a way for you to express. We already saw the World card, World Wide Web. Maybe you express yourself online, darling dears. Maybe you speak about legal matters online, or how to bring balance into people's life. Maybe even how to overcome life after divorce, whatever it is. You've created a major opportunity, and for those that don't like it, they're going to have to learn to love it and shut up. Yes, baby. Because you are their karma to overcome whatever it is. We already saw the 10. End of a cycle and something new. You've got a whole different way of thinking, darling dears. You see the glass as half full rather than half empty. You've realized you are no longer what? Sacrificing yourself to situations that no longer serve you, darling dears. You've learned to be what? Saving of yourself in every situation. You're not hanging on for anyone, darling dear. You're too busy rooting for you. Any final advice for my earth signs for the next 7 days? Final advice. Listen, who God bless, no man can curse. Hierophant, Taurus energy, darling dears. Love it. I absolutely love it. I don't hate it. This is about Taurus's Hierophant energy. Is the second house is about your values. You're going to have an increase in your income, pardon me. Somebody's also looking to higher studies, but you're going to get the finances. I can't make it up. It's been a long time coming. But the wheel of fortune is changing in your favor, and you, my big cat earth sign, are on top of the wheel. Why? Because you let things go. Many may have seen you as being spontaneous, but you wasn't, right? You was in a shell, and you was healing and becoming the best version of yourself. This is why the blessings are coming towards you. On that note, I drops me mic to live to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. If you'd like a personal read, please hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat. Hurrah! You're winning! Ha ha!